Hurricane Wilma came through in the fall of 2005 and destroyed much of South Florida. Many of the large water bodies were destroyed, their shorelines, especially at the north and eastern shores. Ones that have a lot of depth were very vulnerable. Lake Emerald is a former borrow pit for Interstate 95 construction. So therefore it's a mine and it's deep. About 65 foot deep, about a mile east and west, and about half a mile north and south. So that type of water body is susceptible to heavy wave action during major storm events like hurricanes.
I was living here at the time Wilma came through our community, and myself and several of our residents were able to watch Wilma take the lake and produce huge waves on it. The winds were very strong. We lost trees, knocked over onto the cars, uprooted. Our routes of ingress and egress were blocked by fallen trees.
It was an awesome experience in that I think all of us just didn't recognize what nature could do. The storm was fairly brief, not a real wet storm, but the waves and from the lake did considerable damage. Yeah, I've heard anywhere from 6 to 8 foot, and that the airport across here measured 120 mile/hour winds.
The worst, I think, that we sustained as an ongoing problem after the storm was the damage to the lakefront. There was severe erosion, despite the fact that we had a barrier in place. We lost a tremendous amount of our lakefront, and in areas the water was approaching the actual buildings themselves. We were all very concerned that if we were subject to another severe storm, that further erosion could actually start to compromise the physical structure and integrity of the buildings themselves. And then we would be in a very dire circumstance.
People were so anxious to do something, and they were afraid because it's so close. I mean, if it gets hit one more time, we really will have a disaster on our hands.
The Lake Emerald Restoration Committee was formed shortly after Wilma, which caused several $1 million of damage, erosion to the banks of our 140-acre lake. And so our purpose over the last few years has been to come up with a plan to repair that damage and prevent further damage. How we went about doing that was really a long process, like any multi-million-dollar earthwork project would be. Selecting a proper engineering company, and we ultimately were fortunate to be able to work with South Florida RC&D, which has a lot of experience in this kind of shoreline work, and in South Florida. From there, they were able to counsel us on the best choices of materials to use, techniques to use, and then to help us choose a contractor experienced in the most cost-effective method of reconstruction.
Well, we make it a point to review activities that are in need of the type of services that we offer. We don't necessarily advertise, but we attend county and city meetings, and we let the word go out that the RC&D Council does exist, and that our purpose is to assist them in garnering the kind of funding that they might need to develop the projects, help them do the projects at a cost-effective price, and help Congress understand that the RC&D Council is doing the job they intended for them to do. Our council is one of 357, and we have our own engineer, and we're qualified as an engineering firm, so we're able to go in and not only provide our counsel as far as consulting is concerned, but good engineering techniques.
We provided them a proposal to do an investigative search to find out what would be best for their situation. They contracted with the South Florida RC&D to do that, and we provided that service. We took it through permitting, and we arranged the contract documents to obtain competitive bids with construction firms that were qualified to do that. We oversaw the construction to its completion, and now the product is finished and they're happy.
I think that the residents right today are probably as happy as they could be, because I feel that over the years they wondered if we could ever get it done.
Well, here we're using some new innovative techniques which really didn't exist at the time these condos were developed.
Fabriform is a trade name for a product that looks like a large nylon mattress, or a quilt actually, more like a quilt, that has cable connections both transversely and longitudinally that interconnect it like a large spider web, basically. The spider web is a very efficient, strong device. This is a spider web that has inside the mattress. The mattress then is pumped with concrete. The concrete then solidifies, and due to the design of the fabric form, it actually can pivot and hinge. It's called articulating block. When it's completed, it actually can articulate and can move. Should the shoreline settle, it can actually move and flex to mate with the shoreline rather than one big concrete slab. It also has filter points all through it so that it allows water to pass through the revetment and not create hydrostatic lift. So it's a really great setup for permanent repair.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with the quality of the work that I see that's ongoing, and so that tells me that the design is appropriate for the location, and the contractor is applying the design in accordance with the engineer's specifications. We've got a good contractor here, and that in combination with a very cooperative working relationship with the Owners Association looks to me like we're going to have a very high quality project.
Well, this contract we've used in a couple of cases, and we use them again because they're good. And they do good work, they're responsive, they're quick, and they're cost effective. And that's part of our job, is to get quality for the best price possible.
We're glad RC&D is around, and we know that the project will be finished the right way.